Hey bros, in this video, Robert Andre unboxes and reviews the Dart Zone Corner Fire. And then he has a battle with the hacker and his clones. Be sure to subscribe to show that you are a member of our happy family. And don't forget, the shout-outs are at the end of the video.
What's up guys? Today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Dart Zone Corner Fire. Here's the front of the box. Here's the back of the box. And let's open it up. Alright, so along with the gun, you get this little piece here. I'm not actually sure of what this does, but I'm gonna have to find out. An instruction manual and 10 darts. Alright, first I'm gonna talk about this blaster. At first it seems like a normal blaster, but what you can do is it's designed for you to be able to shoot around corners. So if I want to shoot around a right corner, if I have a wall here and I want to shoot to the right, I can twist it like that. And then I can aim by seeing what's over there using mirrors in this scope, and I can shoot. And I can do the same with the left corner, which is really cool. And I don't think there's any blaster that's done that before. I think there may have been a nerf blaster that could fold before, but I don't think it had any mirror system or any kind of aiming system as advanced as this. So I'm pretty sure this is the first time something like this to exist, which is really cool. You can be able to shoot people without having to expose yourself as a target. First, I'll talk about the parts on the blaster. There are 2 sling mounts up here in the front, on the top and on the bottom. There's 1 sling mount in the back. There's a rail up here and a rail in the back. However, this rail in the back is taken up by this, and I don't think you can take this off. You can take this off though, which I'll talk about later. This is a flywheel blaster that uses batteries to power it. It has a 10-round rotating drum in the front. And it uses 6 AA batteries, and by the way, it doesn't come with them. You need to have AA batteries. You're also going to need to have a Phillips head screwdriver. So basically, when you get it, you're going to need to put batteries in it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. On the left side of the gun, there's going to be a door with a Phillips head screw. All you do is twist it to the left, take off the door, and put in your 6 AA batteries. Then all you have to do is close this door like that and twist this screw. And let's try the rev trigger. And it revs up. This is an eyepiece you can put on the back here very simply by just pressing it in. And this makes it where you can kind of put your eye up to it. Maybe easier to aim with. If you want to take it off, you can pull it off like that. You can also take the front side off. I would assume the reason you'd want to do this is maybe it's easier to see what's around the corner, but I probably wouldn't recommend it because it would be hard to aim. But if you want to take it off, you just slide it forward like that. Make sure you get a good grip on it because it's kind of hard to do it. And you just slide it back on to put it back on. There's a front grip up here you can hold on to with a trigger. The trigger is what you have to pull to twist the barrel, like this. And basically, what it does is twists the whole front part of the gun. And there is a mirror inside of here that will rotate, also, that you can aim down. There's also a spring lever right here. This lowers the mirror down. Now you may be saying, why would I want to lower the mirror? Well, if you're shooting twisted, then you wouldn't want to lower it because the mirror is the reason you can see around the corner. However, if you're shooting straight forward, you'll notice that the mirror kind of blocks the front sight. So what you're going to want to do is lower it. And all you do is pull it down till it clicks. And then the mirror is held down and you can aim. I can't lower the mirror if the gun's twisted. So if I twist it, you'll notice the mirror just snaps back up. There's also the grip back here with a rev trigger on the bottom to spin the flywheels, and the main trigger on top to shoot the gun. There is a mechanical safety inside where you can't press the main trigger without the rev trigger, like this. Pulling the rev trigger will shoot the dart, and it will also rotate the barrel 1 time. Now to load it, this may seem a little bit weird, but what you do is remove the barrel from the gun by just pressing it out and it comes out of the left side. Don't try to take the drum out of the right side because it physically can't come out. Then loading it is very simple. All you do is press the darts into the slots like this. It holds 5 darts, by the way. I'm running 10 darts. And then you put the drum back in. Now we're gonna chrono it. If you're wondering what chronograph settings we're using for this dart, we're using a width of 12.7 millimeters and a weight of 1 gram. 100, 90, 104, 104, 91, 93, 110, 111, 82, 309, which is not right. All right, the lowest I had was 82. The highest I had was 111 if we're excluding the 300. And the average was about 120, but that was brought up by the 300, so I'm gonna say the average probably was about 100. So yeah, it is a pretty powerful gun. Also, one thing to consider is the longer you have the flywheel spinning up, the faster it will shoot. If you just tap the flywheels and shoot it, it's not gonna be very powerful. You need to give them a couple seconds to spin up all the way. Like that. All right, now we're gonna do a shooting test. All right, first we're gonna be doing a test just shooting directly at the target. Now we're gonna do a test shooting at this target around a corner.
Hit it to him away.
Next, we're gonna test it on Jackson, shooting directly at him. Now we're gonna test it on Jackson, shooting around a corner.
All right, clones. The Nerf Patrol is upstairs on the 4th floor. I need you to go up there and blast them. Now go.
This is what it would look like if I were shooting you from around the corner. Alright guys, we're gonna test this out now. What is the hacker doing here again? At least I'll be able to test this out. Yeah, got you, hacker. Another one. He must have cloned himself. That's 2. I better check the other side of the building for any more.
It's taking far too long for this these clones. I guess I'm gonna have to go take care of the Nerf Patrol myself.
Yep, I knew it. I hope that's the last of those clones. It's hot out, I'm going inside. Here are my final thoughts. Even though this is the first time this has been done, it's actually been done pretty well. This sight is really accurate. For aiming straight and for aiming left or right, the sight works the same both ways. Left and right wise, it's really accurate. It's pretty much spot on. Up and down wise, it does aim a little bit low, so you're gonna have to aim a tiny bit high, but it works actually pretty well, a lot better than I was expecting. Also, I'd like to mention something I didn't notice at first. You don't have to take the drum out to load it. There's actually a slot here, you can just load it with the drum in, which is pretty cool. Like that. Another thing I noticed that is one con is that if you're aiming the mirrors, like aiming around a corner at a bright light, then it'll make the sight fuzzy and be hard to aim. There's nothing wrong with the room being lit, but make sure you're not aiming at a direct light source like a flashlight, because then you just basically can't use it. So back to the final thoughts. Overall, it works really well. Every once in a while it did have a jam, but it wasn't really a big deal. It could be cleared very easily. Now, the flywheels don't take very long to rev up, so you should be able to just rev them and shoot someone. But if this was a Springer gun, then it would be the ultimate stealth weapon. It would be awesome. However, I can understand the reason they didn't make it a Springer, because Springer guns are a lot more complicated mechanically. You have a big plunger tube system, and it would just be really hard to make a Springer gun that folds. It's a lot easier to make an electric gun that folds. So I can understand the reason they did that. Overall, it's still a really great gun in my opinion. I would definitely recommend it, because even if you don't want to use the system where you can twist it, it's still a good gun overall. You can just, if you want to, take off the sight and just run around and shoot people like normal. So this is definitely a really great gun in my opinion. All right guys, it's shout out time.
The first shout out goes to Big Sexy. The next shout out goes to Tanmay Singh Talon. The next shout out goes to YT Repeat 45. The next shout out goes to Jed Turner. The next shout out goes to Hans Namalata. The next shout out goes to Gerald Cordero. The next shout out goes to Shark Shows. The next shout out goes to Jaden Barajas Edgar Terrones. The next shout out goes to Caden H. The next shout out goes to Adela Durand. The next shout out goes to Dylan Dakane. The next shout out goes to Jonathan Treadwell. The next shout out goes to Thera B. The next shout out goes to Daniel Garcia. The next shout out goes to King of Lols. The next shout out goes to Big Bubba. The next shout out goes to Vulcan Airsoft. The next shout out goes to Egg Woogot. The next shout out goes to McChicka D. The next shout out goes to Jordan Days. The next shout out goes to Jonathan Bills. The next shout out goes to Aiden Still. The next shout out goes to Neville Hammond. The next shout out goes to Always Jolly Abby and Jerome. The next shout out goes to Ithala Wimalasena. The next shout out goes to Lazy RB. The next shout out goes to Drew Partlow. The next shout-out goes to Rosario Esteban. The next shout-out goes to Khalik Baraka. The next shout-out goes to Jamie Inigo. The next shout-out goes to Keenan Duggar. The next shout-out goes to Shomari Iwan. The next shout-out goes to Raven Coolit Vlogs. The next shout-out goes to Layla Zogby. The next shout-out goes to Pontiac Made DDG Vlogs. The next shout-out goes to Jared Van Ingen. Hey bros, if you want a shout out, then go to the community tab on our channel and go to the most recent post and type I want a shout out.
If you like this video, be sure to hit the like button and share it with your friends. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell. Be happy, peace out.